I've come to the conclusion your Elder-in-Chief is not fond of guests.
Fond? That's near the quarter of it. He hates them, with seething passion. But you're damned lucky.
Why's that?
Let you in, didn't he? Mahakam was cordoned off completely from the outside world for many a long year. Clans finally forced Bruver to at least let in peddlers and emissaries. Though he dragged his feet as long as he could.
Quiet, wench. You'll scare the fish off. Crevens! Trout was already nipping at the bait. Then you came along and frightened it off. Duvel shice! Duvel shice!
I smell a leak. Aye.
Hey?
You mad? Don't shake that!
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Again and again and again. Army's a waste of time for one like me.
When will you ever learn?
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well.
My pain serves a purpose.
Oh, could murder a pint.
Left, right.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
We must trust each other.
Eh?
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear. Scheiß! In 2! Nothing personal, I assure you.
The dwarves are demanding a pretty sum, but their steel's worthy of any crown. No offence meant. The Rivian blades don't hold a candle to their Mahakaman cousins. Their elders just a tad eccentric. The dwarves are demanding a pretty sum, but their steel's worthy of any crown. No offence meant. The Rivian blades don't hold a candle to their Mahakaman cousins.
Meave noted a crowd of dwarves. They were several dozen, many holding baskets brimming with dried sausages, soft, puffy pretzels, and jugs of frothy beer.
What is this gathering?
She asked Gabor.
These folk, they're the parents of youngsters who are to return today from their Dreckthag.
Gabor proceeded to explain that the Dreckthag was a trek upon which the local dwarves would embark when they reached maturity. During this year-long voyage, young folk would taste of life beyond their home. Yet if they failed to return on time, they would be stripped of all rights and privileges accorded to Mahakam's natives.
See, in recent years, young folks' blood's been boiling on account of the strict laws in force here.
Gabor added.
So, we send them out. Let them taste life in the lowlands. Once they've learned for themselves what it's like to live among humans, they come back and ain't likely to complain.
Customarily, only a few dwarves ever decided to remain in the valleys for good. That year, however, was different.
Deadline's the Mora, and 40 Dreckthagers still haven't returned.
Their parents now worried if some misfortune had not befallen them. The Mahakaman Guard had sent out patrols to the near reaches of the valleys. They returned not having seen anything distressing, while the humans living at the foot of the massif had been largely unwilling to talk. The guard captain, a dwarf with a fiery red beard, removed his helmet, wiped the sweat from his brow, and addressed Meave.
Your Majesty, we need to find our youth. Perhaps you'd be willing to go out and search. Human folk are more like to tell you if they saw anything out of the ordinary of late. Naturally, there'd be something in it for you too.
One could say I myself have lost a son.
Meave gripped the captain's hand firmly.
And I know well the pain that comes. I shall do all in my might to spare you at least that.
Meave set off, the hopeful gazes of the dwarven parents bidding her farewell. The Queen sent a scout ahead. Sometime later, she heard his horn. 3 blasts. 2 short, 1 long.
An ambush!
Meave expected to combat beasts or robbers. Yet upon her force descended warriors with squirrel tails attached to their helms. Scoia'tael.
Scoia'tael! Don't let them escape!
Abayeth me apart!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Right! Come on! Who's fast?
Catch!
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
Left, right, left, right.
Now we will see who is weak!
I've hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Again and again and again.
Wait, you're serious?
We ought to help one or the other.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
I shall not fail!
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
None shall tread on us!
They used tired my tongue about that.
Oh, could murder a pint.
Now we must stick together.
My scars? No, they don't hurt.
Well, if anyone's got any hooch left.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
The storm is coming. Let's enjoy the weather while we still can.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
Never had your kneecaps broken. Elven blarney.
You should not have come here.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
They used to tire my tongue about that.
thing about slings, they hide well.
Wow. Scoia'tael!
Glediven Vort!
All right, that's no problem.
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
Left, right, left, right.
Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
My spirit's willing and how, but these
The unworthy shall be punished.
You mad? Don't shake that!
None shall tread on us! Now we will see who is weak!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Oh, my little egg.
I shall not fail!
Aye.
Well, if anyone's got any hooch left. They used to iron my tongue about that.
Wait, you're serious?
Now we must stick together.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Never had your kneecaps broken.
I've hit the white of an eye from half a league away.
The storm is coming. Let's enjoy the weather while we still can.
Elven Blarney.
They're so young. No wonder they were easily manipulated.
As soon as the battle had come to an end, the prisoners were brought before the Queen. All, without exception, were dwarves, and all looked to be youthful dwarves.
Mystery solved,
muttered Meve. In fact, these were the missing Drekthagers. Instead of returning home, they had enlisted with guerrillas fighting for non-human rights. But what had prompted so drastic a decision?
I was impatient. Wanted badly to turn 50. I couldn't wait to see human cities. Vitsima, Tretigor, Novigrad.
Said one of the dwarven prisoners while pressing a bandage to a bleeding wound.
And you know the welcome that awaited me there. I was spit upon and called names. I saw ghettos, massacres. And how was I to go back to the mines after that? We must fight while we still can. Before the humans come to cut us down, we must tell the rest of ours the same. Pull all Mahakam into the fight!
Meave's soldiers stood waiting for her to protest, to accuse the dwarf of lying. But the queen could not pretend she did not understand why the dwarf had taken up arms. Without entering into a discussion, she ordered the prisoners taken to be tried and judged by their kin and elders. The dwarven parents thus got their offspring returned to them, albeit wounded and in chains. Bruva Hoog, who had limitless disdain for the Scoia'tael, demanded the dwarven youth be severely punished for succumbing to the rebels' seductive ideals. In the end, the Drekthaggers were sentenced to 50 years hard labor in the quarries. The Elder-in-Chief believed a half-century of swinging a pickaxe would sufficiently cool the hot heads of these would-be guerrilla fighters.
They came back alive. That's the key part.
The red-headed captain said, handing Meave a pouch as a reward.
And perchance by the time they're freed, the war twixt the races will be over, eh? What do you think, Queen?
Meave shrugged in response. Perhaps she had no opinion in the matter, or perhaps she simply did not wish to state it aloud.
Might be in jail, but at least they're back. That's most important. Might be in jail, but at least they're back. That's most important.
The Queen noted a building with unusually lavish ornamentation, including shining bronze roof tiles and glistening rock crystal window panes. An important clan dwelled there, Gabor explained. The Breckenriggs.
Could you introduce me?
Meave asked.
Perhaps I can convince them to intercede with Bruva on my behalf.
The clan head, Iva, invited Meave to an exquisite feast. But when she broached the subject of the war raging just outside Mahakam's borders, the dwarf changed the subject at once. Looking around the interior, Meve quickly understood why. The walls were ordained with Nilfgaardian tapestries and rugs. Gifts from friendly Imperial envoys, no doubt. Meve prepared to leave, convinced she had wasted her time, when someone clasped her shoulder and pulled her into a darkened room. Her kidnapper turned out to be a young dwarf. Female, it seemed, dressed in her nightshirt. She introduced herself as Ivar's daughter, Eudora Breckenriggs, and openly admitted she had eavesdropped on Meve's dinner conversation.
Listen, me dad's stubborner than an old goat, but I'll convince him to help ye. For a wee favour, that is.
Mm-hmm. What?
I want you to steal something from the clan archive. Historiae Mahakamorum, 'tis called. See, me dad won't let me betroth me sweetekin Zoltan. Says the codex forbids marrying a dwarf who's left the mountains. But there's precedent. Just such a case described in that document. If I can show it to Da, he'll have to change his mind.
Meve felt sympathy for Eudora and wanted to help her, especially considering the favor Eudora could do her in return. But she fully realized if her attempt to break into the archive ended badly, it would result in a tremendous scandal Bruva Hoog would not soon forget.
The pot's worth the play, I believe. Fine. I accept your offer.
They then shook hands, sealing the deal. Meve had to bite her tongue to stop from crying out, for the young she-dwarf had the grip of a brawny blacksmith. Meve returned to her company, and, massaging her sore hand, presented Eudora's offer. Gascon volunteered for the task at once.
Thievery's my forte. The dwarves won't notice a single mothball in the palace.
Gascon snuck into the archive under the cover of darkness. Just as he was tucking Eudora's desired document into his cloak, he heard dwarven boots clanking down the stairs.
Damn it!
Gascon swore.
I can't let them catch me.
Stop! Who's there?
Ah! Yeah!
Who's there?
What a nub. That was close. Huh?
Stop! Who's there? Who's there?
What a nub. That was close.
Yeah!
Who's there?